Hi there, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Will. Today's recipe is going to be hot pepper bread. Okay, let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to measure out 7 cups of flour. Okay, all-purpose flour is fine. Then you want to add 2 tablespoons of fine sea salt, half a tablespoon of coarse black pepper, 1 tablespoon of granulated or powdered garlic, and we are going to chop up about a cup of hot pepper rings. I like them a little coarse, and make sure you drain them out, okay? I'm going to chop these up for you, show you what I mean. Okay, so not too fine, not too coarse. Those can go right in here. I've already drained them off. There's a little moisture. You don't want to take all the moisture off. Next, I have some fresh thyme here. I've already taken a little bit off. To take thyme off the stick, just basically start at the bottom and pull it out, okay? If you get a little bit of the top, that's okay. Okay, so that's about a tablespoon. You want to chop this real fine. Okay. Get all the sticks chopped up, and that should be just fine. I like to use fresh herbs. If you don't have fresh herbs, you can use dry. I prefer the fresh. Okay, there we go. So that's all in. Ready to go. Okay, we're going to put that on our bowl. If you don't have a mixing bowl or a KitchenAid, feel free to use just a bowl and you can mix it. It's just going to take a little more time, a little longer, but the end result will be just as good. Okay? Perfect. Just put our dough hook on. Okay? We'll let that stir and mix everything together, all right? Now beforehand, I took my thermometer. You can get it at any store. 110 degree water. This is 3 cups. Okay? 7 cups of flour, 3 cups of water. Mix and match any kind of ingredients you want. A simple bread recipe. 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. Fleischmann's. Get it at the store. Keep it in the fridge. It stays fresh. I added about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You can also throw a pinch of kosher salt in here as well. Okay? Now we're going to let that go until the yeast starts to bloom and eat the sugars. You want to get nice and puffy on top, nice and foamy. When we come back, I'll show you what that's all about. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. Frothy, nice, that's what you want. That yeast is eating its sugar. Put me in the bread! Put me in the bread! You got it. Alright, so we take this baby over here. Start this guy on low. That was about 15-20 minutes, okay? It might go quicker, it might take a little longer. Start it up. Slowly add it in there. Like I said, you can do this in a bowl as well, but if you got one of these, man, it's a little bit easier. Alright. Now all that's in there, and you want it to kind of grab the dough hook and it's moving around. The moisture's right. It should come off the bowl. Now sometimes you have to change that. Sometimes you have to put a little more flour and a little more water. So we'll play it by ear. Let's see. See how it's starting to get sticky in there? We're going to take a little bit of flour. Just a little bit of flour and add to that. have a little extra flour next to your board for this anyway, okay? So basically, half a tablespoon each side, fluff it in there. There it goes, pulling away. Take a little bit of flour. That's for our board. We're going to bring it out. We're going to knead it, okay? You want to have a nice bowl ready to go. Take a little bit of olive oil. This is what we're going to put the bread in. Okay, just leave that to the side. We're going to cover it with a nice clean towel. Okay? Alright, let's take a look at it. Do a little more flour. And pull it down. Take your dough hook off. Okay. It's a little more dense with the peppers, like I said. That's okay. I'm going to bring it out here. And knead it just a little bit. So even though you have a mixer, you still have to get in there and get your hands dirty. That's the way to do it. Okay? Nice and soft. Okay? This is really, really nice. Supple. See all the peppers in there and all the goodies. No waste any. Get on there. Okay? And you're looking for kind of stay where it's at and then kind of relax back out. Okay, so we're going to mix it a little bit more. But this bread feels good. Baby's butt maybe, huh? That's what they say. Okay. Form into a little ball. In your bowl. Okay. Now take our towel. Alright, here we are. We're in the oven cam now. I have the light on in the back there. That's going to act as the proofing heat for the oven. Okay, if you have an electric oven, just turn the light on. If you have a gas oven, the pilot light's good. Okay, so we've got it covered. Put it on a medium rack. I've got another sheet tray in here for when we start baking. That's going to shield it from the elements down here. And I have one more thing for when we start baking, is a little cup of water, okay, in a steel container. Baking, any kind of pan or anything small that'll hold some water. Put that right in here, right next to the element. That makes a steam, which gives you a nice crust on your bread. Okay, helps it really get nice and rustic. All right, it's been about an hour. Let's check it out. It should double in size, okay? Oh yeah. That's just using the heat from the light in your oven. I didn't turn it on or anything. That's about enough. That's good. The fun part now... Wow. Wait until I punch this. The fun part now is to punch it down. That releases all the gas in there. That way you don't get a bunch of holes in your loaf of bread. You get nice, even grained bread. Okay? So let's punch it down. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, man, does that smell good. Alright, let's put it up on the counter and we'll put it in our pans. Okay, here we are. Wow. It smells awesome. It smells really, really good. Okay, what we're going to do now, we've got these little pans here. Okay, little Teflon jobbies. Anything works. Sheet tray, as you see, I'll do half on a sheet tray and half in these little loaf pans. Basically, just going to use just canola oil, fine. Any kind of spray. If you don't have a spray, you can just wipe it out. Take a little bit of that, a little bit of cornmeal, Not too coarse, a little more fine. Okay? Gives a nice crunch at the bottom of the bread, okay? So let's finish up all these pans. And we're going to, let's get our flour here. And we're going to proof them right in the pan, okay? Guess what you need for your pans, you'll figure it out as you do this. Just tuck it under just a little bit, not too much. Okay, and drop it in your pan. We're going to let it raise right in there, and it'll be beautiful. Tuck the sides under a little bit. Not real important, nothing crazy. Okay. That's that. Just on top, give it a good shot. Use olive oil or whatever, and then I like to take a little bit of coarse sea salt, put it right on top of the loaf. Okay? Gives it a nice little crunch and a little flavor there. That's it. All right. All right, it's been about an hour of being in the pan. Oh yeah. Looks good, looks good. Water's in place, sheet trays underneath. It's gonna pop a little bit when it heats up. We're gonna put it at 350. And as all chefs say, cook it till it's done. Could be a half hour, might be 45 minutes. Around a half hour though, okay? But you have to check it, and I'll show you how to do that when we get close, okay? Let's turn it on. Okay guys, I'm back. About 15 minutes into it. Starting to look really nice. Around this point, I'm gonna pull them out. See, they've jumped enough there. Give them a little bit of a spray. Because I want them to brown a little bit on top, so that oil will brown. Once they jump, you can move them around because they're not going to fall. Okay. Like I said, 15 minutes in. I'll see you when they're done. Okay, so it's been 45 minutes. I just pulled the loaves out. What we're listening for you want to hear hollow. Okay? You want it to be hollow. When it's hollow, it's done. Okay? Look at this. Bottom of that loaf, perfect. Nice and thin because it's dense. It's got a lot of peppers through it. Great bread. And these should just pop right out of here, see? You might want to use a towel. It's going to be hot. Woo! Yes, sir. Best part of this is right now. Oh, look at that. The pepper through there. Look at that. Steam coming off that baby. Nice porous look to it, nice and even. Still moist, not dried out. Wow. That's a hot pepper loaf. Until next time. Ciao.